Do you ever find yourself hesitating before tackling a flight of stairs, wondering if your legs will cooperate today? Or maybe you notice that familiar stiffness settling into your knees or hips after you've been sitting for a while, making those first few steps a bit of a challenge. Perhaps it's a nagging ache deep in your calves, a feeling of weakness when you push yourself up from a chair, or swollen ankles at the end of the day that seem to come out of nowhere. It's incredibly common to simply sigh and think, well, this is just part of getting older. And yes, our bodies do change with time. But what if I told you that this gradual decline in leg strength, this increase in joint pain and stiffness, isn't just an inevitable consequence of the calendar pages turning? What if something you're actively choosing for your health, something you believe is good for you, is actually working against your legs, silently undermining their strength and comfort? Today, we are going to discuss a sensitive topic, one that contradicts much of what we've been taught. We need to examine certain popular fruits that, despite their healthy image, may be contributing significantly to the weakening of your legs, the inflammation in your joints, the pain that makes walking difficult, and the stiffness that limits your mobility, especially for those of us navigating life beyond 60. It sounds contradictory, doesn't it? Fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber. How could they possibly be harmful? The answer lies in how our bodies wisely adapt over decades. Our metabolism, the engine that processes food, naturally adjusts its speed. Our ability to handle sugars changes, often becoming less efficient. Our circulation, particularly to our extremities like our legs and feet, might not be as robust as it once was. And our joints, having carried us faithfully for years, are often more susceptible to inflammation and wear. Because of these natural shifts, certain components found abundantly in specific fruits, particularly high concentrations of certain sugars and acids, can now trigger responses that they didn't before. These responses can directly impact the health and function of our legs and joints, leading to the very symptoms we often attribute solely to aging. It's not that the fruit is inherently toxic, it's that its effect on your body, right now, might be detrimental to your leg strength and comfort. Our mission today isn't to make you afraid of fruit or to suggest drastic, joyless restrictions. It's to arm you with crucial knowledge. We will delve into 7 specific fruits, exploring exactly how they can negatively impact your legs, from muscle fatigue and weakness to joint pain, swelling, and stiffness. Understanding the why behind these connections is key. Stay with me through this discussion, because the good news is waiting. We will also highlight the wonderful fruit choices that actively promote strong, resilient, and pain-free legs. Before we dive in, subscribe to Senior Health 101 to join a supportive community that puts your well-being first. Let's start with a fruit often celebrated for its tropical flair and supposed anti-inflammatory properties, but which might be playing a trick on your joints. Number 1. Pineapple. That sweet, tangy taste of the tropics is hard to resist. Pineapple contains bromelain, an enzyme that has genuinely received attention for potential anti-inflammatory benefits in certain contexts. This makes it seem like an ideal choice, especially if you're already dealing with achy joints. But here's where the situation gets complicated for senior leg health. Pineapple delivers a powerful 1-2 punch of high natural sugar content and significant acidity. Let's focus on the sugar first. As we age, many of us experience a natural decline in insulin sensitivity. This means our body's cells don't respond as efficiently to insulin, the hormone needed to move sugar from the bloodstream into the cells for energy. When you eat a high-sugar fruit like pineapple, particularly if you eat it alone, it can cause a much sharper and faster spike in your blood sugar compared to when you were younger. Think of it like revving an engine suddenly. These frequent spikes are stressful for the body and are known triggers for systemic inflammation. This isn't just some vague, floating inflammation. It directly impacts the tissues in your body, including the delicate linings of your blood vessels and the soft tissues within your joints. The small blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles can become inflamed and less efficient, leading to that feeling of fatigue, heaviness, or even a dull ache in your legs after minimal activity. The joints themselves, particularly knees, hips, and ankles, can become more inflamed, leading to increased pain and stiffness. Now add the acidity factor. Our bodies maintain a tightly controlled pH balance, but the components we ingest can still have localized effects. If you already have osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or even just general joint sensitivity from years of use, the natural acids in pineapple can act like a mild irritant to these already compromised tissues. Imagine rubbing sandpaper, even gently, on a sensitive spot. It doesn't help. This acidic quality can subtly exacerbate the existing inflammation within the joint capsule, contributing to that feeling of stiffness, reduced range of motion, or a low-level burning sensation. It's often not an immediate ouch, but a cumulative effect. Have you noticed your knees feel particularly stiff or your ankles slightly puffier the morning after enjoying pineapple? Pay attention. Your body might be sending you a signal related to both the sugar and the acid. Number 2, bananas. So convenient, so easy to eat, and legendary for their potassium content. Bananas are often recommended for preventing muscle cramps and supporting muscle function, which sounds perfect for maintaining leg strength. Potassium is essential for nerve and muscle communication. However, we must also acknowledge that bananas are very dense in carbohydrates, specifically sugars and starches that break down and enter the bloodstream relatively quickly. This leads us back to the blood sugar issue. That rapid influx of sugar triggers an insulin response. If your body is already struggling with insulin sensitivity, or if you're consuming bananas frequently, this cycle of sugar spikes can contribute significantly to chronic, low-grade inflammation. And where does this inflammation often manifest? In our joints and muscles. It can translate to that feeling of unexplained fatigue in your leg muscles, a sense of heaviness when you try to walk briskly, or increased stiffness in your calves and knees, making actions like climbing stairs feel much more laborious. There's another subtle point with bananas for some individuals. While potassium is generally beneficial, the balance of electrolytes is important. In some specific health situations, like certain kidney conditions or interactions with particular medications, a very high potassium intake needs careful monitoring as it can influence fluid balance. While less common than the blood sugar effect, for some susceptible individuals, this could subtly contribute to fluid retention, potentially adding to feelings of swelling or puffiness in the ankles and lower legs. The main takeaway, however, remains the significant impact of its rapidly absorbed carbohydrates on blood sugar and inflammation, potentially hindering, rather than helping, your leg comfort and strength. Number 3, grapes. Red or green, they're a delightful, easy snack. Grapes contain antioxidants, including resveratrol, known for heart benefits. They seem harmless, even beneficial. But the concern for leg and joint health centers on two key aspects: their high concentration of fructose sugar and the sheer ease of consuming large quantities. Fructose is processed differently than other sugars, primarily by the liver. When you consume a large amount of fructose quickly, And let's be honest, it's easy to polish off a large bunch of grapes without even noticing your liver can become overwhelmed. It's like trying to funnel a flood through a narrow pipe. The liver works hard to process it, but excess fructose often gets converted into triglycerides, a type of fat, and, crucially for our joints, it significantly boosts the production of uric acid. Most people link uric acid only to the excruciating pain of gout, often felt in the big toe. But the story doesn't end there. Elevated uric acid levels, even if not high enough to trigger a full-blown gout attack, can cause microscopic uric acid crystals to form and deposit in other joints. Where do they often settle? In the cooler joints of the extremities, namely our ankles, knees, and sometimes even the joints of the feet and toes. These tiny crystals are like shards of glass irritating the joint lining, causing inflammation, pain, swelling, and stiffness. That nagging ache in your knee that comes and goes? That sudden, sharp pain in your ankle for no apparent reason? That feeling of your joints being gritty or stiff? If you're a regular grape eater, particularly in large amounts, the resulting increase in uric acid could be a major contributing factor to these debilitating leg and joint symptoms, directly impacting your ability to walk comfortably. Number 4. Watermelon. The quintessential symbol of summer refreshment. It's high in water content, feels light, and provides lycopene, a beneficial antioxidant. It seems like the perfect guilt-free treat, especially for hydration. However, watermelon holds a surprising secret. It has a very high glycemic index, GI. Remember, the GI tells us how quickly a food spikes our blood sugar. High GI foods cause a fast and furious rise. For seniors, whose systems might already be less adept at managing these surges, watermelon acts much like eating sugary candy. This rapid spike triggers a strong insulin release and contributes directly to the inflammatory processes that can wreak havoc on our joints and circulation. The danger with watermelon lies in its deceptive lightness. Because it feels like mostly water, we tend to eat much larger portions than we might of a denser fruit. A big slice, or several, might feel refreshing, but it delivers a substantial sugar load to your system all at once. The consequence? Increased inflammation that can settle in your knees, hips, and ankles, making them ache. It can also impair blood flow in the tiny capillaries supplying your leg muscles, leading to that sudden onset of fatigue or weakness in your legs shortly after eating it. So, while hydrating, it might simultaneously be hindering your leg strength and comfort through its potent effect on your blood sugar. Number 5. Oranges and orange juice. Bright, cheerful, and synonymous with vitamin C for a strong immune system. What could possibly be wrong with oranges, especially for leg health? Again, we face the twin issues of sugar and acidity, with a particular emphasis on the problems with juice. The natural citric acid in oranges, similar to pineapple, can be an irritant for joints already compromised by arthritis or inflammation. If your knees or hips often feel stiff or achy, especially in the morning, the acidity from regular orange consumption could be subtly aggravating the situation. But the more significant issue, particularly relevant to leg strength and energy, is the sugar impact, especially from orange juice. Juicing removes the fiber, which normally acts like a brake on sugar absorption. Without the fiber, drinking orange juice floods your bloodstream with sugar almost instantaneously. This causes a dramatic blood sugar spike, demanding a powerful insulin response and significantly fueling systemic inflammation. This inflammation doesn't just stay general. It directly affects your joints, potentially increasing pain and reducing mobility, and it can impact blood vessel health, potentially contributing to feelings of fatigue and weakness in your leg muscles due to less efficient energy delivery. That healthy morning ritual might be setting your legs up for a struggle later in the day. Eating a whole orange is less problematic due to the fiber, but the juice is a major culprit for many seniors experiencing leg issues. Number 6. Mangoes. The sweet, velvety flesh of a ripe mango is a true tropical delight. Mangoes offer valuable nutrients like vitamins A and C. However, they are also undeniably one of the fruit's highest in natural sugar content. We simply can't ignore this fact when considering leg and joint health in seniors. For bodies that may already be dealing with slower metabolism or reduced insulin sensitivity, the sheer volume of sugar packed into a single mango can trigger a very significant blood sugar surge, arguably one of the most potent among common fruits. This isn't a gentle wave, it's more like a tidal wave hitting your system. And what follows such a dramatic spike? Often, an equally dramatic crash, and importantly, a powerful inflammatory response. Inflammation is like a fire within your body, and sugar is potent fuel for that fire. If you already experience aches and pains in your hips, knees, or ankles, or if you deal with nerve-related issues like tingling, burning, or numbness in your feet or lower legs, symptoms sometimes associated with neuropathy, which can be worsened by poor blood sugar control. The inflammation sparked by high-sugar fruits like mangoes can significantly exacerbate these problems. The joints may feel more painful and stiff, and the legs heavier and weaker, directly impacting your stability and endurance. That moment of tropical bliss might unfortunately translate to hours of subsequent leg discomfort. Number 7. Dried fruits, raisins, dates, figs, apricots, etc. These are often found in healthy snack mixes or recommended as alternatives to candy. They do contain fiber and minerals. However, the process of drying fruit removes almost all the water, leaving behind a super concentrated package of sugar. Think about it. A small box of raisins contains the sugar from a large number of grapes. Just 2 or 3 dates pack a powerful sugar punch. Eating dried fruit is very similar, metabolically speaking, to eating spoonfuls of sugar. This causes an extremely rapid and very high spike in blood sugar levels. Furthermore, because they are small, chewy, and often sweet, it's incredibly easy to eat far more than a standard serving size without realizing it. A handful becomes 2, then 3, and the sugar load multiplies rapidly. For seniors striving to manage blood sugar, combat inflammation, and maintain leg strength and joint comfort, this intense sugar bombardment from dried fruits is highly problematic. It fuels inflammation, contributes to energy crashes that can make legs feel weak and heavy, and generally works against the goal of keeping your lower body strong and mobile. They might seem like a natural treat, but their concentrated sugar makes them a potential saboteur for senior leg health. Now introducing your leg strength allies, the best fruit choices. While some fruits require caution, others are packed with compounds that actively combat inflammation, support joint health, improve circulation, and contribute to strong, resilient legs. Making these fruits your go-to choices can make a tangible difference in how you feel and move. Leading the pack, all kinds of berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. If you remember only one group, make it berries. They are nutritional powerhouses specifically suited for senior health. Their sugar content is naturally much lower than the fruits we've cautioned against, meaning they cause only a gentle ripple in blood sugar, not a tidal wave. They are rich in fiber, further supporting blood sugar control and healthy digestion. But their star quality comes from potent antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, the pigments giving them their vibrant colors. These anthocyanins are scientifically recognized for their strong anti-inflammatory effects. They help cool the inflammatory fires in your joints and support the health and flexibility of your blood vessels, promoting better blood flow to your leg muscles. Think of them as natural soothers and strengtheners for your legs. Consider cherries, especially tart varieties. Cherries, particularly tart ones, contain specific anti-inflammatory compounds that have been studied for their effectiveness in easing muscle soreness and joint pain. Importantly, they show promise in helping the body manage uric acid levels. By potentially lowering uric acid, cherries can help reduce the risk or severity of gout attacks and may also ease the general joint aches and stiffness associated with elevated uric acid depositing in knees and ankles. Enjoy them fresh in season, or look for unsweetened frozen tart cherries or juice. Check labels carefully for added sugar. Embrace the avocado. This unique fruit stands out. Its sugar content is negligible. Its primary benefit for leg and joint health comes from its abundance of monounsaturated fats, healthy fats that are known to be powerfully anti-inflammatory. These fats help lubricate joints from the inside out and support overall cardiovascular health, which is absolutely crucial for maintaining good circulation down to your feet. Avocado also provides fiber and essential minerals like potassium, supporting nerve and muscle function without the sugar surge. Look to papaya for gentle support. Papaya contains papain, an enzyme known for aiding protein digestion, which can indirectly reduce inflammatory load. Papain itself is also thought to have mild anti-inflammatory properties. Papaya is generally easy on the digestive system and joints, providing vitamins C and A with a moderate sugar profile, making it a gentler tropical option compared to pineapple or mango for many seniors. Pears are often a safe bet. Pears offer a satisfying, mild sweetness coupled with a significant amount of dietary fiber, especially when you eat the skin. This fiber is key. It dramatically slows the absorption of the pear's natural sugars, preventing blood sugar spikes and promoting gut health, which is intrinsically linked to lower systemic inflammation. They provide vitamins and minerals in a package that's generally well tolerated and supportive of stable energy for your legs. Your legs, your choices, your strength. Understanding this intricate connection between the fruits you eat and how your legs feel is a profound step towards taking charge of your health and mobility. It transforms the narrative from passive acceptance of age-related decline to active participation in your own well-being. Those aches, that stiffness, that frustrating weakness, while influenced by age, they are also significantly influenced by your dietary environment, an environment you have the power to shape. You don't need to embark on a complex, restrictive diet tomorrow. Start with one small, manageable change. Perhaps swap your usual mid-morning banana for a handful of mixed berries. Try adding half an avocado to your lunch salad instead of that side of grapes. Experiment with pairing a small portion of a higher sugar fruit, if you choose to eat it, with a protein source like cottage cheese or a handful of walnuts. Then listen. Observe. Notice the small differences. Maybe your knees feel a little less creaky in the morning. Perhaps you can walk a bit further before your legs feel tired. Maybe standing up from that low sofa feels just a touch easier. These subtle improvements accumulate over time, building into significant gains in comfort, confidence, and strength. This journey is about becoming attuned to your body's signals and responding with informed, nurturing choices. You are the expert on your own body. This information is simply a tool to help you interpret its messages more clearly and make choices that foster strength, reduce pain, and enhance your freedom of movement. Thank you for investing this time in understanding how to better support your leg health. I genuinely hope this detailed exploration provides clarity and motivates positive action. If you found value in this discussion, please consider clicking the like button. It helps ensure others who might be searching for this information can find it. And if you'd appreciate more insights like this, tailored to navigating health vibrantly through the years, do subscribe to the channel. Perhaps share in the comments below which fruit insight was most surprising to you. Or have you already made dietary changes that have positively impacted your leg strength or joint comfort? Your experiences are valuable and can inspire others within our community. Remember, knowledge is potential power, but applied knowledge is true strength. Make conscious choices, listen attentively to your body's feedback, and continue to move through life with the greatest possible strength, comfort, and independence. Until our next conversation, take wonderful care of yourself, especially those legs that carry you.